So the fact that Japanese gyms make people cover their tattoos up as if they are something to be ashamed of, whilst in the very place that people go to build confidence in their own body. A couple of months back I made this video called Why Gyms in Japan Are the Worst, and by my standards it was a pretty successful one. So in this video we're going to go a little bit deeper than that, and we're not just going to list the annoying things that happen in these gyms, but we're going to ask the question, why are they the way that they are? The first thing that we need to be clear about here is that this is not about gym culture specifically. This is about Japan culture. Now Japan is a place unlike the West, where the desires, the needs, the wants of the individual, they are always secondary to what is best for the good of the group. In fact, I think if I had to summarize Japanese culture as a whole, that point would be the overarching philosophy that sort of drives everything else that you see throughout their society. Public places like parks are always kept clean. Restaurants have tray return areas. And even at large-scale events like firework displays or festivals, people plan and bring rubbish bags, bin bags with them ahead of time so that they don't leave a mess behind when they leave. And of course that trickles into other areas of society too, like the gigantic Tokyo public transport system, which is extremely efficient despite serving around 8 bazillion people per day. And despite that, on the occasions where a train might be late, a little man in a hat comes and waits outside the station, and he gives you a little ticket to show your boss, to tell him why you're late for work that day. That is the level of courtesy that they have within that society. You know, on the face of things, people are always warm, kind and friendly. When you walk into a shop, they're going to greet you with passion and vigor. And when you are finished, they are going to thank you around 30 or 40 times. Sometimes it's a little bit too much, but generally it is a sign that people are kind and they are considerate of each other. But that's not why you're watching this video, is it? The gym, the house of pain. For some, it's just a hobby. For some, it is just a box that they tick off on their weekly schedule to make themselves feel better. But for others, it is a sanctuary. And whilst nobody is going into a gym to purposely disrespect another person, also not going there to worry so much about everyone else as well. And that is what Japan just doesn't get. You don't need to apply the societal norms to every single aspect of that society, especially where they're completely out of place. Gyms and libraries, gyms and onsens, gyms and brass houses. These are all completely different kinds of places which are serving completely different functions within the society. Ironically, I found that it was the smaller franchises, the more local, independent gym chains, I had the least issues with when it came to how they went about running their business. Meanwhile, the big boy franchises, they're the ones that seem determined to make life as difficult as possible. Now, I have never had the pleasure of training in one of the big gold gyms out in America. I'm gonna guess, upon arrival, you are not presented with a small picture of a square, 5 inches by 5 inches. And then you're asked, is your tattoo bigger than this? Fuck yes it is. And then when you answer honestly and you say, look, I understand the culture, I understand the rules, I'll be happy to wear long sleeves and cover it up. Not only are you refused the opportunity to join that gym, but the manager just walks away from you, outright walks away from you and just leaves you there as if you're some sort of criminal who's offended them. Let's talk about Anytime Fitness. Now, I've only ever trained at Anytime Fitness, big American franchise in Japan. But I'm going to guess that in Anytime Fitness America or wherever else, noise is not prohibited. Supersets are not prohibited. And I'm not talking about a superset where I'm taking up 2 machines on opposite ends of the gym and then I'm getting angry when someone jumps in on one. No. I'm talking about having a machine here that I'm using, that I have the right to use, and a dumbbell next to it in a near empty gym at 6 a.m. on a Sunday morning, I might add. But God forbid, had anyone approached a dumbbell rack at that time and seen that that one 25 kilogram dumbbell was missing, I don't know what they would have done. And here lies the problem, because these rules have not been introduced and are not being strictly enforced to help people like me, the actual bread and butter of the gym business, the people who are going to go to the gym regardless of everything else. Everyone has the right to use the gym, of course, but the old guy who goes to the gym twice a week, He is not going to see me using a machine and panic. He is going to go far away from me. He's going to find the quietest machine possible. He's going to jump on, go through the motions, and go home and tell his wife that he's been to the gym that day. Same goes for the housewife who does personal training 3 times a week. She is just following that personal trainer around like a headless chicken. She doesn't have a clue what's going on. So if you're a personal trainer working in the gym and somebody's doing a serious, intense workout next to you, you just take them to a quieter area and do something different for the time being. He is not going to be venturing into the dumbbell sections whilst this beast is pressing the 55s, and then she's going to be like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm about to use the 55s. No, you're not, sweetheart. Don't lie to me. And any member of the gym who might want to use the 55s, for example, is going to have that presence of mind that I'm using them now, so they'll wait. They'll do something different in the meantime, and then they can use them when I'm finished. Because these gyms, they just completely miss the point of who their primary clientele is. And yes, I've got fucking tattoos all over me. Some people like them, some people don't. That's cool, whatever. But they are, simply put, part of my personal aesthetic, much in the same way that my physique is part of my personal aesthetic. The physique that I am in the gym to work on, hence why people go to the gym in the first place. So the fact that Japanese gyms make people cover their tattoos up as if they are something to be ashamed of, whilst in the very place that people go to build confidence in their own body, in their own skin, in the way that they feel about themselves. That's just the most fucking stupid rule of all, isn't it? And you know what? If we look beyond the gyms, it's these old ideas, it's these old ways of thinking that I think are holding Japan back. If you've spent a serious amount of time in Japan, you know that that place is stagnant, mate. Maybe in the 80s or 90s it was seen as the country of the future, but I don't think much has changed since then. I'm not talking about the buildings, I'm not talking about the aesthetic. That's character, that's personality, that's what makes Japan so cool and unique. I'm talking about the way of thinking, man. When you go to Japan, when you integrate yourself into the society, when you try to understand the culture more, you realize that the general ideas within that society, particularly amongst the older generation who all of these rules are there to appease, they are not the ideas of a growing, thriving, forward-thinking country. Absolutely run yourself into the ground during your educational years, so you can get an entry-level job at a company that you are encouraged to spend the next 30 years of your life at, working from 8 in the morning until 10 or 11 every single night. Go to a prostitute on the way home, your wife won't mind. You need to relieve yourself of the stress. Or go out drinking with your colleagues every night, because when you're stuck inside the same office with the same people all fucking day, and the most logical thing to do is base your social life around these people as well. Look, I'm not saying every single person is like that, but most people are. Most people are designed to conform, to not rock the boat, to not ask questions, and to keep on saying yes. And unfortunately, that is exactly why I wouldn't expect anything to change anytime in the future. Wait, what am I talking about? Gyms, yeah, okay. Gyms in Japan, some of them are alright, most of them are shit. The end. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, engage, etc. Have a good day, my friends, and until next time, bye-bye.